But that's amongst many stories that we've been tracking on Coast to Coast AM. One for a couple weeks now are these massive bird die-offs. Sharon Steitler is the bird chick at birdchick.com. You can link up to her, too, through our website, coasttocoastam.com. Good evening, Sharon.
Hi, Ian.
Always a pleasure. And I like your new glasses. Are those new glasses on your website? Look like I don't think I've seen those anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you haven't seen me for a couple of years. I've had them for about 2.5 years.
I haven't seen you. Talk to you all the time.
Yeah, we just don't see each other face to face.
Don't see you very often. So Sharon is a well-known bird expert and somebody that has a national reputation for her expertise on raptors in particular, and we've got a lot of those here in the upper Midwest. Very cool. Minnesota is now the official bald eagle capital of the lower 48, I believe.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. We have the largest breeding population in Minnesota outside of Alaska.
Yep, I think it's very cool. I see bald eagles outside my window all the time. It's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
But the story of these other bird die-offs, we had roughly black crows plus red-winged blackbirds falling in Arkansas. And then there were these turtle doves falling in massive numbers, even larger numbers in Italy, several days apart, but seemingly following the same scenario. But in the birder community, as you all talk to each other and on the websites, nobody thinks this is all that unusual, correct?
That's right. Bird deaths happen all the time, unfortunately. They just don't get reported by the media. So quite a few of us are excited that people are finally hearing that, yes, this happens a lot. This doesn't mean that it's the end times, but a lot of little things that we do in the environment can affect a large number of birds all at once.
Okay, how many times a year do you know, or can you speculate, how many times a year do bird die-offs of that magnitude, that is to say the thousands or maybe even the hundreds, how many times a year does that happen?
Around the world? I would say at least once a week.
Once a week around the world, something that large.
Yeah.
And what are the usual suspects in terms of the killers of those birds? What's the number one culprit and number two culprit?
Well, I would guess it would depend on the time of year, but one of the most common ones that I hear of through my work through the National Park Service is bacteria, oftentimes caused by runoff from farmland into water systems. So you'll get a massive die off of ducks happen on the Mississippi River or around some of the Gulf Coast areas. You'll get a massive die off of pelicans. You'll also have it happen with birds like blackbirds in the wintertime because that's when they're going to be close together. Someone asked me the other day, they said, hey, if the blackbirds in Louisiana died from fireworks, why doesn't this happen on 4th of July? It does, but we don't see 1,000 drop at the same time because they're breeding. They're not in those tight-knit flocks like they are in the wintertime.
Okay. So, but even still, like when you said that about the bacteria or other causes like that, it seems odd that they all fell out of the sky at almost the exact same minute. I mean, they were, for the witnesses who said they were falling by the dozens. How does that happen? Where they just fall that fast, almost, even if they have a bacteria or some sort of, they're infected with something, how could they be dying at the same minute?
Okay, the blackbirds are different. That wasn't bacteria. If you Google image search blackbird flock or starling flock, which is what those birds were that fell from the sky, it'll show you what their wintertime flocks look like. And they are crazy tight together, and you'll see them in these nighttime roosts. These birds were in trees and sleeping. If a loud noise, especially a fireworks, startled them from overhead, and they woke up, their instinct is don't fly up, fly down. So they're going to fly low, and they're already in trees, so they're going to hit houses, they're going to hit each other. And when that happens, when you have 5,000 birds, they're going to all fall at once. And I think some of the birds that hit the roofs actually were flying into the roofs from in the tree, just right to where the roof was.
All right. And so I have 30 or 40 seconds here. This isn't weird yet for birders, correct?
No, but, I mean, people need to be aware of this, and we need to look into things on how we can help prevent them happen, like maybe the way we design houses, maybe where we let fireworks off, that sort of thing.
Okay, but you will keep track of this and let me know if it ever does get weird. That if people like yourself, no, I really mean it. What's the line for when this starts to get unusual? It seems like these are happening at a faster rate than before. I mean, I realize you're saying it just because that's how the media is reporting it. But if it actually does come to the fact that there are a higher number of these deaths than ever before, we want to be the first to report it. So will you keep an eye on that for us? You
will be the first person I tell when it gets weird.
Thank you. Sharon Steitler, right. Burchick. Burchick.com is her website. You can link up to her through coasttocoastam.com and keep track of this story, too. And then coming up next, Dr. Curtis Ebbesmeyer has been challenged on the size of the floating plastic